Hey, all you tuggers and tuggettes. Remember when we said we had something special for you this season? Well, here it is. We are really excited to announce that support for These Unprecedented Gays is brought to you by Manscaped, providing the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels.
And I'm about to pick it up, girl, because, Paul, you know Manscaped Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. You can join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you.
For me?
For you! 20% off and free, guess what? Worldwide shipping, because we are what? Global. So you're going to use the code TUGAYS, and that's TUGAYS at manscaped.com.
6 million men. Now, if my math is correct, that's like 12 million balls.
That's a lot of balls.
That's a lot of balls. Now let's get into this season 3, y'all.
We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank you.
Welcome to These Unprecedented Gays, featuring Joe Granelli and Paul Smith. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and review wherever you stream your podcasts. Check us out on Instagram at tugayspod and email us at tugayspod@yahoo.com. We hope you enjoy. Hey, all you tuggers and tuggettes. I'm Paul.
And I'm Joe.
And we're These Unprecedented Gays.
We are. It's us. We are here. How are you?
Oh my God, I'm great.
We're also back.
We're back
You look
again.
so different.
Oh my God, you do too.
You have divided in two. No. Divided in half? You're slim.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Right?
Yeah, because, we went on a water-only fast.
I know.
I did it for 8 days.
That's too many.
Andy did it for 23 days.
That's 22 too many.
I know, right? I was like, I'm done.
Well, and you guys were doing it, and I was like a big supporter, but in my head, I'm like, what are you doing? Because that's a long time.
It's a long time. So if anybody doesn't know what we did, it was we went on a water-only fast, which meant that we only drank water for that time frame. Like, no eating.
That's crazy.
But you still have to do you get powders and pills and stuff that help with electrolytes.
Ooh, are they flavored?
I got some that were flavored.
Like berry?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I did, because I was like, I can't just do this straight up water.
I feel like Andy was like, it's totally fine. And I was like, the amount of control that you have.
I know. Yeah.
You have to keep telling yourself it's totally fine so that it is totally fine.
So you kind of Stockholm syndromed yourself. No. You kidnapped your psyche and told them it was going to be okay, and then you accepted the truth, right?
Yeah.
Or brainwash. There we go.
You just knew it was going to be over, and originally it might have been 30 days at the most. So I knew it was going to eventually be over, and
yeah, it
wasn't that bad actually. It really wasn't. After the first 3 days, it feels really good.
Yeah, and then after the third day, but for me, I have a different relationship with food, so it was
requiring it to live.
No, I'm an emotional eater, so it's I was okay, I can't do this, but I do appreciate taking the time, because it actually made going into intermittent fasting, which I'm doing now, a lot easier.
I guess, yeah, because then you don't have to stop your routine, right?
Right, because I know I can do it for a whole week.
You did it for 8 days.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
that's insane. I every day I was like, oh my God, I hope they're okay. Because I'm I wake up at 6 and I'm already hungry by 6:30.
Okay, and let me tell you, people thought COVID was bad to get through, if you were a couple, but try with two people not eating at all. But
did it test the relationship?
If we can make it through that, we can make it through anything. But
imagine if you were fasting and then going to a foreign country.
But also with Andy had to go, we planned it so that his fasting was going to end before a trip that he was going on, but he actually ended it a couple of days earlier than he thought he was going to, which is actually good, because then he went on the trip and his body was acclimated to food a little bit more than it would have been if he waited.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine. It's hey, remember when I wasn't eating and now I'm eating again? Your body was probably what's happening?
But it also was nice because inflation was up, so I was we didn't have to buy as much food, so that saved us money. And I'm if we're lighter, does that mean we use less gas?
Maybe.
See, there's all these benefits to it.
Actually, no. I think if you're carrying like
less weight
travel
in your car,
or like what is that like? What do they do? A load.
Oh,
I mean, if you're carrying a load,
That's
it is
personal.
a little more. What's that? Well, inflation is high.
Yeah.
Are you guys spending a lot at the grocery store?
not anymore because
Are
like
you
we
not
don't just
buying
buy as
groceries?
much.
Oh,
Because I'm intermittent fasting,
Okay.
and he's off carbs, so
my God.
yeah. Because the weight has actually stayed off,
Good.
so I'm very happy about that.
Good.
Yeah, so we don't have to go into like, how was your week, because we haven't seen each other, so we're
It's
just
how
going
is
over a
your
bunch of
weeks?
stuff.
Yeah. Let's hashtag
But
get
you know
into
what we
it.
do need to get into first before we
What?
do that?
Tell me.
We're gonna get into mouth to mouth. Mouth to mouth resuscitation. I've missed this segment, and I must tell you, because like the girls at work are like, "Oh my God, I miss hearing you say that," and all this stuff. And this is what I'm living for. This is what's giving me life right now. And I'm like,
So I have like a little secret behind the, what is it? Peel back the curtain to show Mr. Oz. It always stresses me out.
why?
Because I'm never thinking about it until like the day we record, and I'm like, I don't know what's giving me life. And I'm like, crap. And then I'm like, oh God. It always slips my mind. Because there's like things that I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And then I'm like, oh, wait, what? Like, what did I do this week? I don't know.
Well, it was like, we're doing this thing at work where I'm like, okay, I have to post stuff on our Instagram. So I'm like, tell me what you...
Well, aren't you like TikToking too now?
Yeah, we're trying to. Yeah,
Oh.
still working on that. But I'm
Aren't you,
like,
what do you mean still working?
well, because I'm like, some people just don't want to do it, and
Oh, at work?
yeah,
Ugh.
so it's hard for me to do it.
Listen,
all
Paul's
now.
worker friends, get it together. I don't know any of your coworkers' names.
It's okay.
I feel like there's a Deborah.
No,
Oh.
there was, but she's not working there anymore.
Oh.
So I have two,
Okay.
and they're both songs.
Oh.
That's giving me life this
Okay.
week. The first one is "Betty Get Money" by Young Gravy.
You just spoke a different language. Because I was like, I do need money, and now we get mashed potatoes.
But like, it's so cool because this he uses a sample from "Never Gonna Give You Up" from Rick Astley. So every time you listen to it, you're getting rickrolled.
Oh my God.
And then I have a story about getting rickrolled.
Okay.
And then the other song is "At Least I Had Fun" by Martin Jensen. So like, if you need a summer song and just have a good time and dance in the car or whatever, that's my song.
I don't have any new music I've been listening to.
So what are you obsessed with?
Well, I'm obsessed with s'mores brownies.
Oh, from where?
So,
Or just in general?
a lot, both, kind
Okay.
of. So, I don't know why, but like, I always have been craving like s'mores brownies because they have, I think I talked about this before, they have the, at the farmer's market, they have, I think it's like vegan or something. And it's a vegan s'mores brownie, but it's like really good. And so then my parents were visiting, I think sometime in the past, near future, whatever. Past, near future? Sometime in the past. The near past. And we went to, oh my gosh, what is it? Portside Pier?
Okay.
I think it is. Because they stayed at the Wyndham, right
Oh,
across
nice.
the
Yeah,
street.
downtown. Yeah.
And they had a s'mores brownie, and it was so good. And I was like, I want to replicate this.
Did they have little pieces of graham cracker in it?
It has a graham cracker crust. So then I found a recipe last weekend where it was like full homemade, and I think I was telling you guys about this, where we you had to what is it with the butter and sugar?
Cream it.
The butter and sugar, and Nick didn't believe in me, and not bitter at all. And he had zero faith, and so I whipped that butter and had a sore arm from whipping the butter, and that's not a euphemism or a double entendre. But I made these s'mores brownies, and they were a little dry. So then today I did the same sort of thing, but I used boxed brownies because I feel like those are always moist.
No.
Oh yeah, and I doctored up. So I had a graham cracker crust, and then I put the box brownies, and then I put marshmallows on top after I baked it, and then I like put it in the oven and I broiled it. So I've yet to cut them in because they're cool.
Yeah, because I don't see any brought to our house, even though every...
I know. So that's what I'm obsessed with.
Okay.
S'mores brownies. And I think it was also a s'mores day like recently or something.
Oh, National S'mores Day. I think so, too.
Every day is s'mores day if you want to try. Okay, give me your Rickroll story.
Okay, so this is funny. So
Did you meet him?
no.
Okay.
It's not even doesn't even really have anything to do with Rick Astley. But Andy, as you all I've brought up before, is very big into Drum Corps International. Like, and if you don't know what that is, it's like drum corps from around the country come together and they compete for a couple of months through the summer, and then in August they have their giant like national championship kind of thing.
Are these high schoolers?
They're high school, college. Yeah. So they get together. So there's this one group called the Carolina Crowns. They're a really good drum corps. And lately what they've been doing is they created this whole like what they consider like a virtual performance, and they say that you scan a QR code and then it says it's searching through everybody's music library of what the most played song is, and every time they go somewhere it's usually Carolina on My Mind. But when they were in Texas, they did
Yellow Rose of
Texas and stuff like that. But now that they're at the championship the other night, they did Never Gonna Give You Up. And I'm sitting here watching it with Andy and a friend of ours, and I go, you guys just got rickrolled by them, right? And they were like, what?
What's rickrolled?
And then Carolina Crowns tweeted out, yes, you just got rickrolled by the Carolina Crowns.
I thought that story was going to be like when I was at Universal Studios in Florida, Rickroll came up and I met him, and then I was in like the other section or something. I don't know, it could be.
But it was like, that was like, I thought that was really cool. Plus, drum corps, for those drum corps fans out there, I'm sure there's probably a couple that watch it or more. But there's some drama right now because the Blue Devils are number one, and people are criticizing the horn line because they don't move.
Girl, there are so many double entendres. You got drum roll, and I'm thinking of like KFC's like drumstick, and then horn blower, whatever you just said.
Well, my favorite double entendre show is back too on Netflix. It's Blown Away, the glass blowing.
Okay,
Season 3
I'm bad on that one too, yeah. Because I never finished the second season, and then there was a holiday season, and then now there's a
Season 3.
Good Lord.
But, it's all best in blow and glory holes up in this piece, so I love it.
Is it the same judges?
Yes, it's the same judges, same host.
Okay.
Because the holiday one was Bobby Burke from Queer Eye.
How did you like it?
I
didn't.
Not a fan of...
He's not really a personality.
Where the other guy leans into the whole double entendre thing.
Well,
so.
was Bobby Burke like, this is art, it must be like artsy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So...
he's okay.
Yeah.
Good for him.
So let's talk about some of the stuff that happened.
Well, before we get into that, did you see that Never Have I Ever Season 3 is on Netflix?
Yes.
Okay. I think it came out like this past week. So I have to watch that because I love that. With Davy. Is her name Davy?
Yes.
Okay. And then there was another one that came out. I forget.
Have you watched Fuckboy Island yet?
No, what's that?
Oh my God. Okay.
I mean, hey, you enticed me. Is it naked men?
No.
Oh.
It's called F-Boy Island. It's on HBO Max, and there's 2 seasons. I'm like, how did we get 2 seasons?
Oh, no. Is it not good?
No, actually, it's so bad. It's
good. But if it's HBO, you would imagine it would be better.
Well, you kind of have to like either you're going to try to make it good and try to compete with stuff like Survivor or The Amazing Race and things like that.
Yeah.
Or you're just going to be trash television and you're just going to go for the lowest common denominator and
that's
just
what they did.
do it. And that's exactly what they did.
What's the premise?
So Nikki Glazer, who's a comedian,
Why is that familiar?
She was a guest judge on Drag Race recently.
Oh, recently, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's stunning.
She's stunning and she's funny and she's very dirty and everything. So she's the host. And what they do is they have 3 women who want to find love.
Oh, no.
So they have 24 guys.
And they're beautiful.
They're beautiful women.
Of course
But
they
they're
are.
also like content creators, a stylist.
Are all the guys
influencer.
like ripped on steroids?
Well, yeah, all the guys are ripped. So there's 24 guys. All right. 12 of them are F-boys.
Okay.
12 of them are nice guys. Self-proclaimed F-boys.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm not sure how you quantify that. But
I mean, I would say if you claim it, then you got the rights to it.
Right. It's like you're Christopher Columbus, bitch. put a flag in it, and you're good.
Sail the ocean blue.
Right. Get rid of the indigenous people.
These women are pretty.
They are pretty. That's
God.
season 2.
How do we know if they are F-boys?
So the premise
is they go on these dates with these guys, and then they have to try to figure out who's an F-boy and who's a nice guy. But they don't know, and they try to they are eliminating guys each like every couple of days. And so once they eliminate that guy, they find out if he was an F-boy or a nice guy.
Okay. And what do they win?
If she wins, then her and the nice guy get $100,000 and they split it and they're in a relationship and everything. If she picks the F-boy, basically he wins the money and he can decide to stay in the relationship and split it 50-50 or keep the money for himself and leave.
Has that happened?
I don't want to ruin it if people haven't watched it yet.
Okay, so then go watch.
But, so if you're an F-boy and you get eliminated, you go to, Limbro.
Oh my God.
Which is this, fenced off area. You sleep on, hay and cardboard and you're living in sand.
What?
And, yeah, because it's just you're an F-boy, you're yeah.
I'll watch it.
And now, if you go...
I would too, yeah.
If you're a nice guy, you go to Nice Guy Grotto.
Oh my God.
And this is it's a mansion, you get alcohol, you get food.
Oh, after they're eliminated?
Yeah, after they're eliminated.
Oh.
And I don't know...
Why are they there still?
I guess to kind of how when you're on Survivor or any of these other shows you get eliminated, you're stuck there until the show is done.
I was just going to say
recording.
It's too much money to fly people out after each elimination.
Right, because this is all done in the Cayman Islands.
Oh God, so terrible.
I know, right?
There's Limbro versus Nice Guy Grotto.
And you can see, Limbro from Nice Guy Grotto. So the guys at Nice Guy Grotto would be out on the balcony, drinking
and waving
at the guys.
Oh my God! And so there's 24.
There's 24 guys, and they eliminate they usually will eliminate 3 guys will be up for elimination the first couple of episodes.
Okay.
And then they'll usually get rid of 2 at the beginning, and then as the number goes down, they then pick the bottom 2, and then 1 guy goes.
Damn, how many episodes are there per season? 15?
10 or 12.
Oh, okay.
8 or 10.
Yeah.
Okay, that's palatable.
Yeah, I mean, but it's really interesting because you're watching these people and you're oh my God, he is total F-boy. He is not changing, but then you see the manipulation and
well, they want the money,
right? Or they're but sometimes you're are they actually really falling in love with the person because you don't know because it's they're an F-boy or
and do you know the identities of them before?
Right, we know because it'll say every time they do their confessional, it'll be their name plus F-boy or nice guy,
and at some point halfway through, even the 3 women know.
Right.
And so what's crazy is even though they know, they still are falling for these guys thinking they're going to change them.
Well, that's exactly what it is because it's why would you stay? But it's it's that feeling I can change him and I like him. You know.
I always say fall in love with reality, not the fantasy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so for some of us in the audience that don't know what an F-boy is.
Okay, so...
Fuckboy.
Okay.
So a fuckboy, so a guy a guy or even a girl, if she wants to be an F girl, who just likes to use other people to get what they want.
Long-term relationship.
Doesn't want a long-term relationship.
Got it.
Is not
It's like a
truthful a lot of times.
Kinda, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just I don't
wanna-
care about your emotions.
Yeah, and then
Just
some of them
let's
are in there
sex.
I don't want to be a player no more.
I'm not a player, I just push a lot.
I don't know. That does sound like it makes for good television, truthfully.
It
I would
actually
watch
does, and I will say it's actually I got roped into it because Andy started watching it, and I'm like, "What are you watching?"
It was Andy that
that. Was
started
it was it just on the home screen? How did you guys find it?
It was on HBO Max as a reality show, and
And it was Hot Men.
it was Hot Man,
Probably.
and it was a lot of drama. It was just a very guilty pleasure kind of thing to watch.
Oh, and I will say that I love the diversity
Water
and the 3 women that they had, and the diversity and the men that they chose.
Okay.
So-
I mean, ethnicity.
Ethnicity,
Not body diversity.
The body types were. I mean, there were a couple that were skinnier. I wish that they had more dad bod kind of guys in there.
Real men.
Real men, yeah.
There was no body fat anywhere on that.
Right.
Okay.
That's
So it was
called
made for
Dad Bod
TV
Island.
men.
Yeah.
It was made for TV men.
It's a different show.
All influencer kind of stuff. And
Those women went with, they had to have 42 different outfits and their breasts were hanging out of every one of them.
right. And I told Andy, I'm like, okay, right when I started watching, I'm like, he's a fuckboy. And he was like, how do you know that? Even before I saw the
You knew.
thing, I was like, look at them pants. Look at the fuckboy pants. They look painted on. He's like, no. And I'm
then
like,
he was.
watch. And he was.
Can't get anything by you. Nothing by you.
As you can see, this was very entertaining. For the summer.
I mean, I honestly love that kind of television.
So you went to Italy recently
I did.
for work.
Ciao.
Oh, okay. Okay, bye.
That's hello and goodbye. Arrivederci. I did this emoji for everything. The hand emoji. Like the fingers.
You mean the thing that Andy let me do when we were in Italy because he was like, that's just rude.
Yeah.
It's not.
I did it.
What do you mean? I want more food. I don't know how to say anything in Italian. Mangiamo.
Mangia.
Ciao. Caffè. No, so I went for work. I was there for Friday. I landed on a Saturday and flew back on a Sunday, so 9 days.
Yeah.
And I went to like a very remote part of Italy. So I flew into, actually I didn't fly into Milan. I flew into, it was like Milan Malpensa, which is about 50 minutes like west of Milan.
Shout out to our listeners in Milan, Malpensa.
Yeah. Ciao, bello, bella. And so it was very remote. And it was in a town called Ivrea. And I looked at pictures online. And it was like so pretty. Like it was by a river. And it was basically like kind of like a tiny little town.
Was it just around the river bend?
Yeah. You know, I heard that you can't step in the same river twice.
Oh boy.
Because the water's always changing, always flowing.
Oh.
I'm going to pivot real quick.
Unless it's like standing water.
So-
then that's a pond.
So let me tell you something, because when I was in college, I would sing that, and my friend Christella, hey girl, she was like, I was like, yeah, you can step in the same river twice, and she's like, no, Joe, the next lyric tells you why, and I was like, oh, because if you step in a river, that point that you stepped in is now downstream.
Oh my god.
I know,
water's
and then I was
always
like,
changing,
well,
always
what
flowing.
if you step in a frozen river?
But you can't step in it, you step on it.
Yeah.
Technicalities. So yeah, it was by this river, and like it was super hot, it was super humid, and like I get in, I was super jet lagged, which I didn't realize because I was just like, oh, I'm tired, right? Jet lag is a real thing. And so the benefit of flying with work is they put you up in first class. So I flew from here to Chicago. And then I had access to like the fancy United Lounge. I think it was like the Polaris Lounge or something it was called. And they have like showers, they have buffets, they have like all the things that you can need. And then from Chicago, I flew to Malpensa, and it was 9 hours, and it was overnight, and I wasn't tired. So by the time I had gotten in to the airport,
You
Go
didn't
ahead.
want to take an Ambien?
no, but I will say, I think like the next time if I do a long trip like that, they say to take melatonin because then it like resets it. Because it took me 3 or 4 days to like kind of get into some sort of like normalcy.
And if any of our listeners out there have any hacks for jet
Send
lag,
me.
send them to us at tugayspod@yahoo.com. We'd love to hear them and share them with our
Yeah,
listeners.
even if you're not flying internationally, if you're going for like 3 hours ahead, so like for us in California, if we go to New York, that's a difference. You're still a little like wonky for the first day or so. So I was all over the place. And so I get in, and I stayed in a town called Biella. I have no idea if that's right. And it was on a Sunday. I got there on a Saturday. And nothing was open. I was like, where are the people? And apparently in Europe, like everyone leaves and like travels during the month of
Right.
like July and August because it's like the summer months. And I was like, well, where do they go? So there wasn't a lot of people. It was a remote area. And so they also, like, on the weekends, they close everything and nothing's open. So when I went and I got into the little hotel, like, nothing was open. I was by a mall. And I was like, okay, this is fine. So then I got, like, a little, like, sandwich or whatever. And then I drove to Ivrea the next day. And then I was there for the week. And it's on the, like, base of, like, the Alps. So like it's right by Switzerland. And it was just really pretty. I mean, I would go back because it was like scenic.
Yeah, and I noticed that when you got back, you didn't give me any Swiss chocolate, no Italian pastries.
I don't think the pastries would have held up. Well, and I was telling Nick, because like I couldn't find like a grocery store or anything. Like there were like restaurants. That's it. So where I was staying, there was like a little town square, and there wasn't like a grocery store. There wasn't like a convenience store.
Right, because in those towns, you have to go to each individual.
Yes. There was like a fish place. There was like a vegetables and fruits place. And I could not find, I wanted to find like a pastry place, but I couldn't. They had desserts at the restaurants. And so I made it a thing to eat pizza every single day, which I did.
But you also rode your bike for like miles.
Well, and that's another thing is like Italy is very hilly. In San Diego, we are not a hilly climate. And so on a Sunday, I was like, I'm gonna go on a bike ride. This will be fine. Like,
except we're really in Hillcrest.
Yeah, we
which
are
is the
in
crest
Hill.
of a hill.
But like, let me tell you, that hill is like maybe
Different hills,
300 feet of elevation. In Italy, you have like 10,000 feet of elevation. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go on this bike ride. And I was like, beep, boop, boop, boop. And it was like, oh, you're going to go off-roading now. And I was
you were
like,
adding
I'm
up
not.
numbers? Because that sounded like my calculator.
Yeah.
My calculator sound.
TI-83, TI Paul. So, I mean, overall, it was really fun. I would love to go back and not go there for work just because I was like all over the place with like time and it was just funky. And then on my last day, I actually did go to Milan and I was not impressed with Milan. It was just very like, I don't know. I felt like Ivrea was more Italian.
Milan is very much a large metropolitan
It's tourist,
city.
yeah.
And it's a fashion capital, so they tend to be a little bit more urban. And
It was very American. Like,
right.
I got pizza, and the waiter comes over, and I was like, oh, buongiorno. He's like, hi, how can I help you? Like, in a American, like, 100% English. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll have the pizza.
And I'm sure it's like, and, you know, in Rome, it was kind of like that. It was very, like, touristy. I mean, people were really nice, but it's also like they spoke English a lot, so I didn't feel like the need to I learned a little bit of Italian, but it's like I didn't really need to do that. Even though I would walk into places, just like when we were in France, I'd walk in and say buongiorno.
Yeah. In Ivrea, they didn't speak a word of English. So it was, and I like stupidly thought it was like everyone will speak English. So like
you're such a stupid American.
I know. Well, at the airport, people did, and then when I got to the town, there was a little bed and breakfast, which was super cute. But they spoke like their English was impeccable. But like going around the town and like restaurants, they didn't speak English.
I'd be like, "Excuse me, hi, I'm gonna go to a restaurant. Could you just write down
a script,
fettuccine alfredo, please?
Well,
I know what to order."
That's why I stuck with pizza. Una pizza salsiccia y una con natural.
You could order that. That is the Italian word.
Or if you point to it, which is fine. And the best part is everyone had Apple Pay. I was like, okay, cool. We're solid.
Wait, they didn't speak English. They had Apple Pay.
Yeah,
it's global. What did you say?
And because of COVID. And so the thing that made me laugh is that I one day got back from a bike ride. It was like 8:30 and nothing was open. And I was like, I need food. And so I went to this PM. I went to this burrito and burger place because it was the only thing that was when
When I go to Italy,
Thank
I
you.
look for the best.
Burrito and burger
Pizza Romano was closed because it was like a Tuesday and nothing was open. And I was like, what the fuck?
They don't get turned up on a Tuesday?
No. And people didn't show up probably until like Thursday or Friday.
Oh.
So it was really interesting to see. And then I got back and I was like jet lagged and it was
So
an acclimation.
going there versus coming home, which was easier in terms of adjusting?
I would say they were both hard.
How many days did it take you before you felt normal again?
Going there, I got
still
there
adjusting.
on a Saturday. Stop it. I got there on a Saturday, and I would say by like Wednesday I was fine. Okay. And then coming back, I just felt like off. You know what I mean? Coming back, I was like, okay, I'm fine. And I was like, I don't think I'm fine. And then on the way, flying back, I totally didn't realize, but if you have luggage, you have to pick it up from customs. I thought since I was flying United and I had another United flight, they were going to transfer.
Right.
Yeah. So I
okay.
flew into
Well, it was domestic, and then it becomes international. So you have to go from one.
Well, going away, it's fine. Like everything will follow you. But coming in, so when I flew from Milan to
they have to.
No, I flew into Newark. I didn't know you had to pick up your luggage.
Right, because you have to go through customs.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, fine, and like I was already stressed out because our flight was like 40 minutes late, and
I hate that.
We only had an hour. It was like an hour and a half of a layover, and I was like, 40 minutes, and I didn't realize that. You had to go through customs. I had to go to another terminal, take an air train in Newark. I don't like Newark Airport. And so by the time I got to the gate, it was like 5 minutes. So if I would have had to get my luggage, I would have missed my flight.
Well, the good thing you're on United, so it's like your seat's already...
Yeah.
It's on Southwest.
And they just put... It was my bike. They just put my bike on the next... Like the luggage on the next flight. Okay. And then I was like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Based on your experience, did you... think that there was a huge difference between the Italian food there and the Italian food you get here?
Yes. It was like so minimal. Like it wasn't like pizza here. It's like we got sausage, we got pepperoni, we got olives, we got onions. In there, it was like one topping.
Now, did you get any of the Neapolitan pizza where it's like the square type?
No.
Like the gelati piccati type stuff?
Yeah, like the gelati piccati.
No, it was all...
pizza rustica.
It was all like circle pizza.
Oh, okay.
And I will say the one thing that was a little shocking is one day, because when we went to work, they had a cafeteria and there was food provided, but like it was still like really solid food. And again, I got pizza every single day. And then one day I was like, oh, there's like a shredded meat. That's so good. Oh, it was tuna.
Oh, but you said it was good though.
It wasn't.
Oh.
It was like, what?
On the pizza or just...
On the pizza. So it was like cheese and tuna. And I was like, oh.
Oh.
Yeah, so
I mean, I love a tuna sandwich with cheese on it, but
not on pizza.
I mean, I guess if it wasn't like cheddar then.
And they also
tuna parmesan.
It was tuna burrata. That's your new drag name. Tuna burrata. Coming to the stage, but like they also don't have salad dressing. Because I was like, oh, like, do you have any salad dressing? They're like, here's olive oil.
They don't have ranch, is what he's saying.
They don't have ranch dressing, is what he's
I will
really
say,
saying.
Like, next time I travel, I'm bringing my Hidden Valley.
Your ranch packet.
Seriously.
A little 2-ounce bottle so you get it through.
Oh, I'll check a bag. I'll bring a full-size ranch.
The Italian chef is going on a stool, man.
Yeah, that was the one thing. The food was really tasty. It just was like simple. It was like simple ingredients, Papa John's, like simple, like basic sort of stuff. Like I had a gnocchi and it was with like a ragu. But everything is ragu. Like they don't say like meat bolognese. It's like a ragu's and meat sauce. So like I had a pasta and pizza the whole time. And then when I went to Milan, they had pretty much like American food. So it was pretty, it was pretty fun. But like, Andy, I would say like going there was more of a struggle. Coming back was less of a struggle, but it was still a struggle.
I have an easier time going west.
Yeah.
Than going east. It's just
the fast forwarding or something. It's like you're just, I don't know. Like, and they say like go outside, get natural sunlight, reset your circadian rhythm, and I was like, I'm doing that. Like, why isn't it working? So,
and you also just have to expect it. Like when I used to come back from Asia, again, going east is harder. So for almost a week, I would wake up in the middle of the night or be hungry at the weirdest times.
Yeah.
And you just have to kind of roll with it.
Yeah.
And you'll eventually get back.
It was just, it was strange. Because I was like, I won't have a problem. I'll just stay up and it'll be fine. Nope. You can't hack your body, unfortunately. Yeah, so any of you listeners out there, send it to tugayspod, but also maybe just like direct message me.
Slide into
those DMs. I'm ready for it. So yeah, that was my Italy trip. All right, now Paul, I have some questions for you.
Okay.
Have you ever tried doing a little cleanup downstairs around the old Twig and Berries, and you find that you nicked yourself and it looked like a horror movie?
Well, I mean, I think I talked about this before, but my junk always seems a little like a horror movie.
Girl, love yourself, but we know.
I mean, I try to. That's probably why it looks like that down there.
Amen.
But I really don't like to groom down there that much because I hate cuts and ingrown hairs. I mean, why bother?
You don't want nicks and cuts. I like nick, but not,
cuts.
Those kinds of nicks. Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore. You want to know why? Because the Performance Package 4.0 from Manscaped just arrived, and girl and boy and whatever you are, it is a game changer. Inside this package, You'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer. Do you trim your nose hairs? Because I do.
I do, but I use scissors, and I'm like,
That's dangerous. What if it goes in your brain?
I'm going to cut myself.
You don't want to be on 100,000 Ways to Die, or whatever it is. But the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant is also in there, and the Crop Revive Toner, Performance Boxer Briefs, and a travel bag to hold your goodies. What a package.
Well, let's talk about the Lawnmower 4.0. This trimmer is the future of grooming. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology.
It's time to take care of yourself, so go to manscaped.com and get that 20% off worldwide free shipping with code TUGAYS.
Okay.
And what have you been up to?
Not really a lot, but like a lot has happened in the world. Like, I guess we should talk about the biggest news, right? It's like Trump being raided at Mar-a-Lago by the FBI,
And it's espionage.
It's only espionage if it comes from the
allegedly.
espionage range of France. Region of France. If not, it's just sparkling treason. I saw somebody posted that.
What? Wait, is it really region
That
of
sounds
France
like an
called
Andy joke.
espionage? I mean,
I
it
loved
could
it,
be.
but I did not take credit for that.
Oh man.
But it's really interesting again to see people's how dedicated they are because like I always thought you could change people's minds just by talking to them and giving them evidence.
There was a thing I saw, and it was like why people can't accept logic. I didn't read it, but there was an
but you saw it.
Yeah, well, you just reminded me because I was like, ooh, that looks like it's an interesting thing, and then I was like, ooh, distracted. My logic doesn't work with people anyway.
I mean, he could eat like a live baby on television, and people probably would still vote for him.
Well, and did you see the side by side where back when they wanted Hillary's emails, they were like, the FBI must do this, the FBI has to, we need to hold them accountable. And then you look at it, so it's like, I can't believe it.
But you do know he's the reason why he's going to get in so much trouble because he's the one who approved
Stricter laws.
the law to increase, prison terms for people who take that sensitive information.
Yeah.
Also, you're the one who appointed that attorney general, and you're the one who appointed the head of the FBI. And I'm also like, are we okay with a former president who is being, looked into for espionage and still have the 3 Supreme Court justices that he put on there?
Would that go to the Supreme Court?
But I'm just saying, I'm like, probably not the best idea to still have them on there if they were appointed by someone who is being...
Well, and also, are they in cahoots?
Right.
They're ratified by Congress, by the Senate, so it's
it's-
not going to be taken out.
God damn it.
I know, right?
Well, and I also thought it was funny because I was watching this clip from Fox News, and it was this guy and a woman and a man arguing. I forget what their names are, but the guy was like, these are papers. Nobody had access to them. You can't just go in and see them. Not like somebody could hack into Hillary Clinton's server and take that information. And the woman was like, but she got consequences for that. She lost the election. She sat for 11 hours.
Also, you violated laws.
Right.
Or whatever. You violated procedures.
And he was like, this is just papers. And he was like, yes, but she also was a decent human being and went and talked about this for 11 hours and
Sat
didn't
behind-
plead the
for
fifth.
Congress.
She cooperated.
Yeah,
Didn't plead the fifth,
cooperated with the investigation.
Right.
But at the base of it, when you leave, there are procedures in place. As a president, you got to leave that shit.
Right.
So you didn't follow procedure.
There's no question about that he shouldn't have had those documents.
But also I feel like, not to be mean or anything, and this is probably going to be a hot take, but are they going to think about exhuming Ivanka to see if he buried anything with her on his
my
golf
goodness.
course?
Where there's a picture of Melania with a shovel over it.
That's
The
crazy.
tally keeps racking up. January 6th insurrection. Holding papers or whatever at your home in Mar-a-Lago.
Right. And some of these stuff is super top
Tick,
secret.
tick, tick,
they have
tick.
different levels for that
Yeah.
stuff, super top secret, top
Well,
secret,
and I'm like,
secret.
How many, trials are there going to be?
I don't know.
I think the biggest thing for me is even if there's no even if it's like, yeah, just don't do it again or whatever, like nothing actually comes from it, and people still support him. Just the lack of responsibility of like the importance of like this stuff. If this stuff is at your mansion palace in South Florida, take a little bit more like caution or care and respect to the office to like keep these things locked up in a way. They made it like some of the reports being like it was very easy. Not everything was in the safe.
It's just something you keep in like your closet.
Yeah, he's just his overall lack for
security,
everything, should
well,
be enough that people shouldn't want to vote for him.
But also, he's hosted a lot of Saudi Arabian, Russian, all these like dignitaries and stuff at Mar-a-Lago.
So would that be like a threat to national security?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So like, well, Andy, from your old lawyer days,
I think it is, and the requirements. That's why you have very specific protocols on how you handle confidential information or top secret. Those classified documents are only managed. The idea is that other people know where everything is at all times.
Yeah,
and it's always been in our history when documents have left our hands and gone into enemy hands, it's always been because of someone not following protocol.
Yeah.
Yep.
And also, if you're not screaming lock him up like you were screaming lock her up with the whole keeping a server,
it's a catch-22.
And I'm like, it's not about keeping secrets safe. It's not about national security. It's you're a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Well, I love the this can happen to you people too.
I know.
I'm like, come on.
The FBI is not going to raid my house.
The FBI can raid your house too.
Right.
Yeah.
If you have national secrets and top secret files and about nuclear weapons and things like that, yes, the FBI is
absolutely
probably
going to come to your house.
You mean if you have national treasure? Nicolas Cage is going to come to my front door?
As long as he has a search warrant.
I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence.
Was that your Nicolas Cage impression?
Kind of. Oh my god. Tangent. But I watched the Nicolas Cage movie when I was on the plane to Italy.
I liked it.
It was I
loved it.
What movie?
It's a movie where he's playing himself. And he goes to think that he's doing a role, but it's really in a real.
It's weird.
But then then he gets caught up in a real life spy situation, and then he has to
I think I was just roll tired.
Nicolas Cage's way out of it. It's pretty good.
Okay,
I would not recommend.
Although it'd be Nicholas. What's his the sidekick guy? He's a lot more handsome than Nicolas
Bradley
Cage.
or whatever his name is. No,
from National Treasure.
He was fine. Gay crush when I was young.
Oh no,
the little guy. Because it was Nicolas Cage and his little +1 guy. The one from The Hangover.
Justin Bartha.
Yeah, he's cute.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know him.
The nerdy cute one.
I also tried to watch the Chris Pratt
Terminalist.
I didn't approve.
Sorry for our...
I watched the first episode and then I tried to watch the second. I was like, this is not happening.
Okay, so
downloads.
Let's just preface this with we really love Chris Romrell, who is on our podcast. We love you, friend of the show, and everything like that. We wish you all the success in the world.
The stunts were phenomenal.
Right.
I think the plot was missing.
The plot was missing, and the first episode was really dark. And I don't mean that as in tone. I just mean in the lighting. It was really dark.
I know.
I'm old, so I can't see anything.
I know. And I couldn't turn up the brightness more on my iPad on that plane. And it was nighttime.
And we were watching it at nighttime, and there's a light in our living room, and it shines on the TV sometimes. And I'm like,
can we turn that off?
I think we need to turn the light off, but even then that didn't help. So.
I know. This is, you know what? This is just a way for them to get us to buy new OLED TVs.
And not only that, but it had that movie theater sound to it where it was really lightly sounded when they were talking, but then it was
super loud
during the fight scenes. And I'm just like, oh god. Okay.
We kept having to turn the volume
up and down.
If there wasn't adaptive sound, we'll put it that way.
Sound mixers are supposed to remix audio for after the movie theater. I learned that in college. That's the one thing I learned.
Okay.
I feel like you learned a lot in college.
All right. So let's do you have anything that you wanted to talk about that?
So the only other I don't know if it's major, but I had an eye doctor appointment. Well, so okay, there's a reason why I'm saying that. So normally I haven't been in a while, and so the last time I went to eye doctor was 3 years ago.
It's an optometrist.
Yes, an optometrist. But I think my doctor is an ophthalmologist.
Oh.
I don't know.
Isn't that a bird doctor?
No, that's an ornithologist.
Oh. Yeah, I went to a bird doctor.
Don't let Paul pick your doctors.
Hey, birdie boy, can you... Yeah, they actually peck your eyes out.
Caw-caw, bitch!
I cock-a-doodle didn't.
Tweet.
It was Rotten Robbie. So, but I went to the eye doctor, and, like, they dilate your eyes, right? So you've been where they dilate your eyes, and, like, you know, it takes a little bit of time for them to go back. This time around, it took, like, 5 to 6 hours, and I was, like, out of commission for that whole entire time. Like, going outside, I couldn't see. Because it was so bright,
so light sensitive.
Oh my god! And it was so bad because I was working and I like couldn't read my laptop, so I texted my team and I was like, "Hey," I voice texted because I was like, "I can't read this at all." I was like, "Hey, like if you need anything, call me because I can't read right now." And my one of my team members, she was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "No, I just had an eye doctor appointment. Like I'm good." And when I left the appointment, the guy in the garage was like, "Oh." You have to pay, like, just use Venmo. And I was like, okay, well, I opened it. And he's like, it's $3. And I was like, can you type it in? Because everything was blurry. And then I was like, wow.
How did you drive home?
Yeah. Usually
driving.
Usually they tell you that you should have somebody driving you home.
Yeah.
Well, it was only like 8 or 9 blocks.
And not only that, but like, but here's my other thing. This person actually wanted you to Venmo them $3.
Well, because apparently I forgot. So the guy wasn't there when I pulled in and wasn't able to give me a ticket. And then I had to go up and do my
It
appointment.
was just his personal Venmo.
I mean, it was $3. I checked now, so we're good. So anyway, that was another major life moment of mine.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and also that was another part. So when we went to Puerto Vallarta, I had almost like an eye infection. Because we went dirt biking or whatever, and I think the sand and dust got in my eyes. Oh. And my eye doctor wanted to go. He's like, "Have you had conjunctivitis?" And I was like, maybe. He's like, "Yeah, because there's like scarring on your cornea." And I was like, what? He's like, "Yeah, the only way I can describe it is like, you know, after you have like a glass in the dishwasher and there's like water spots." He's like, "That's what it looks like." And I was like,
oh my gosh.
Am I like blind? He's like, "No, you're fine. Like, just like I can see."
He's like, you can see me, right? Then you're not blind.
Well, because he's like, there's nothing we can do. I just wanted to let you know. And I was like, I had eye infection in Puerto Vallarta.
Cornea scar.
Yeah.
That sounds like a drag name.
I know. Conjunctivitis.
I actually, there was a week where I thought I had conjunctivitis, and I'm like, I kept waking up with like red eyes and stuff.
Oh.
And then I just found out I had a sty.
Oh no.
Because it went away.
Oh no.
Use a warm compress.
Yeah, I had to do a warm compress and everything, and I was just like, but I was scared because I was going to work, and they were like, "Do you have like pink eye?"
It was bad. Like, no, when we were in Puerto Vallarta, I not only had like a sinus issue, like I had a cold, but then I had all that like conjunctive stuff. It was not fun.
And to all of our listeners, if you have any tips, ideas, and places to go in Puerto Vallarta,
please, you guys are going.
I know, for our anniversary.
Zona Romantica.
Yes, romantic. The Zona Romantica.
The romantic zone.
Yeah. So if you have any tips and tricks and all those kind of things, please email us at tugayspod@yahoo.com. I had to think about what our email.
When are you going?
We are going in October.
Oh yeah, that's right. I would love to go, but I cannot because I'm officiating Val's wedding. Okay. Which I would want to do.
Which have you gotten your license for yet?
I have plenty of time.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's getofficiated.com or something. I think she sent me the thing. It's like get an officiation or whatever.
But like, is she like writing out what you need to say, or do you?
We have to work
yourself?
through it. I was like, do you have a script what you want, or can I go rogue? Because I want to make everyone cry.
He wants to dress like Moira.
I really did want to dress like Moira.
From Schitt's Creek. Are you gonna hold like the ball like with the cross on top in one hand,
and then I'm gonna bless everyone with holy water?
Hi, gay.
I warned. I was with years ago when I was with my ex. We were at a church for Christmas Eve, and we knew the priest. And he was going around like throwing holy water on people, and I was like, I swear to God, if he comes over here and throws it on me, I'm gonna yell out, "It burns! Why does it burn?"
Did he do it?
No.
Oh. He knew. Yeah. He knew.
All right. So you've listened to the new Beyonce album?
Partially.
Do you like it?
It is an album.
She did that.
She made some music. I think I'm just not a huge fan of her new stuff. I do like the Virgo song.
Okay.
Virgo something. Virgo Love or whatever. There's just like a lot of rapping and a lot of like different stuff. I'm like, give me like Halo Girl. Give me Love on Top. Give me Crazy in Love.
Did you hear the new remix with Madonna?
Yes.
It's really good.
Yes. That one is fine.
Okay. So Market Days happened. And did you see like pictures from Market Days in Chicago?
No.
It just looks like a monkeypox buffet. I'm just like, there were barely anybody had any clothes on, and I'm just like, I myself am scared. Like, I don't want to be.
I mean,
I didn't even go to Pride because I was like, I'm just like freaked out.
Did you use the excuse of monkeypox or just because you didn't want to go?
No, I used the excuse for monkeypox, but I'm like, they gotta have this excuse.
Oh my God, there's so many people.
Right, and I'm just like,
I mean, but also like, you know what? If people get monkeypox after going to an event like that, then you can't really...
You can't be upset about it.
Yeah. Well, we have City Fest coming up.
I know. We're thinking about doing that, but we're
it's
not
a little
sure.
safer.
Yeah.
Just put on your raincoat.
I'm a beekeeper outfit, bitch. I'm like head to toe.
Honestly,
like,
you might also be able to get one of those things that has like a fan in it.
Oh yeah, I have
one of those.
I have it, but it's a gingerbread man.
That's what you have to do. Oh my God, that's a super safe thing.
I know.
Won't you get really hot in that thing?
No, there's a fan in it that has air circulating through it.
Yeah.
But it's going to be warm air.
No. All right, this is
I'll
your
put some
key.
ice cubes in there.
And people will be like, oh my God, yes, gingerbread man, serve it.
Slay!
They're like, oh, holiday who?
Break me off a piece of that cookie.
They're going to start giving you tips to take pictures with you. You can make some money.
I can make
at
some
City
money.
Okay, so this is fine. Okay, so at City Fest, you're going to go to Gingerbread Man.
Yes.
Okay.
So I do have like some good news that happened. The 5th person has been cured of HIV.
Oh,
I read about that
recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he had a transplant from a person who has a specific genetic disorder, and
what transplant? Blood?
It's like a marrow transplant.
Okay.
And so they injected him, and he's gone through beep beep beep.
They want to join in.
City Sounds are very happy about this.
It's live from the
This is
studio
real
room.
life, y'all. Like, we keep it real up in
4
here.
men picked to live in a living room.
It was a specialized stem cell transplant.
Okay.
And so he has gone through, and they can't find any trace of it. He's the 5th person since they've been doing this to be cured, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah, that's
You know.
amazing. Science is awesome.
I think it's awesome. I think it's great. Like, it gives you like hope, you know. And I'm like, they already have
yeah.
it so that you can live with it.
Yep.
But you know, to have it cured.
They're also doing like antiviral work too with like the vaccines too. I think I was reading something where like that's going to springboard cures of other diseases.
So this is going to be a pivot, and it's going to be totally off.
I love it.
But okay.
Tangent.
So there's for 2 days in August of this year, they are doing a pop-up restaurant in New York.
Called what?
It's called, I don't know what it's called, but it's brought to you by the people who do Fancy Feast, the cat food. But it's not for your cat. It's for, they are, it's human-friendly dishes based on their Medley's line of cat food.
What is it, stew?
No, it's like, you know, a ragu with like ravioli and stuff, but it's like,
I don't know about that.
But it's like, so you could know what your cat may be eating, like texture-wise, flavor-wise, things like that.
Mirror the sensory experience of cats at mealtime.
Yes, exactly. But it's like 2 days. It's limited to 16 people total, and they'll have a tasting menu, and it's complimentary. So
they can't give it away.
Yeah,
I'm curious. So only
it's called
16 people?
Gatto Bianco, which stands for white cat.
Oh, Lord.
Get it? Fancy Feast. Their mascot is a white cat.
Mm-hmm.
So
you have to wear your cat vest when you go.
I feel like
Oh, they got little like paw prints on the plates and everything. I don't know how I feel about that.
We need to find someone that goes to this and interview them.
So if you've gone to the Fancy Feast pop-up restaurant in New York, please email us at tugayspod.com.
I'd love to pick your brain.
And then Olivia Newton-John died.
I know. That was sad.
So did Anne Hesh.
Anne Heche, yeah. Wait, who was the other one?
And Nichelle Nichols from Star Trek. She was actually one of the... her and William Shatner had the first interracial kiss on television on Star Trek. And do you know that she was going to quit Star Trek, but Martin Luther King convinced her to stay?
Okay.
I know, right?
No
I'm like,
biggie.
that is crazy. But then Olivia Newton-John died too.
Yeah, that was sad.
I know. But she was battling
breast cancer, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that makes me... That's unfortunate. But there was another person, another celebrity, right? Who
Anne
also
Heche.
died? No, like last month?
Oh. I don't know. So, do you see J-Lo and Ben Affleck got married in Vegas?
I did, yes. Batfleck.
Are you excited about that, or
it was, good for them.
You know. Hopefully, they didn't go while there was flooding in Vegas.
It flooded again yesterday.
There was flooding in Vegas. Like, they've been getting so much rain lately. Climate change, people. This is what happens.
Did Lady Gaga go over there and sing "Rain on Me"?
People love her Chromatica ball, though. People are like,
"Oh yeah, it's going."
About.
Yeah.
I would love to go.
Well, did you see? I saw a thing. It was like the second, like it was Chromatica album downloads versus Beyonce's, and like Lady Gaga's winning.
Really?
For Chromatica,
That's crazy because like Beyonce is like number one and like across the board with her album. So
yeah.
Well, Chromatica's been out longer though.
Right.
No, the first week of release.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like, yeah.
But as like, there was flooding in Vegas. Like there was even pictures of like
on the Strip.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And like there was even like water coming through a television screen in one of the casinos. Like.
Oh no! But also like kind of nice because then you don't have all the people that are flapping the little like porn things. Oh my God! I don't know if I told you the story, but when I was in Vegas, like I would take them and then I would collect some, and then when they would do it, I would do it back to them.
I always like nobody like even Kris Jenner doesn't work as hard as those people on the trip. Like, I think that's crazy.
Yeah.
And so like there are like 4 Drag Race shows on right now.
There's a lot. I can't keep a track.
Like right now, well, France just ended, so that's good. But there's Canada Down Under and Celebrity Drag Race. You guys just watched that. We didn't watch it. How did you like it?
I loved it.
It was fun. Well, because it was like The Masked Singer.
Yeah.
And the way that they did it, it was like The Masked Singer. So it wasn't like at all. It didn't feel like Drag Race.
Okay.
It's a totally different show, and
except for
like,
Jujubee.
Different money in it. Like the set looks like one of the like an NBC-ish style reality show. So I think they're trying to not make it look as much like normal RuPaul drag.
Okay.
It's super mainstream.
It's branded RuPaul drag, but it's like on a like America's Got Talent stage, kind of thing.
And do you have to just guess who these?
They only reveal if they get eliminated.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I
there's
already know,
9
I think,
people.
4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, so don't tell.
I won't.
But like, yeah.
I love it.
Oh my God! I also went and saw the Backstreet Boys.
How were they?
They are old. I flew up to the Bay Area because we had tickets in 2020 and it was supposed to be on a Friday, and then they canceled 2020, canceled 2021, and then it was 2022, and I guess it was slim pickings on dates. So it was a Tuesday night at like 8:30 or 7:30 is when it started, and they had a bunch of new music in the beginning.
Oh, hell no, we don't see that.
But then the second half was all oldies, and I was like, okay, cool.
I'm like, oh, okay. After the intermission, they were like, Backstreet's back, all right.
Yes.
Oh, that would be a great...
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
But like, the dancing was very minimal.
Well, yeah, they're old.
And, God, what's his name? Brian, I think. Brian is his name.
Oh, the blonde?
Yeah,
the lead
he
singer?
was sick. And they were making him sing out, and I was like, you poor thing.
Oh, my God.
And Nick Carter's voice sounds the same.
Okay.
So I was like, are they singing to a track?
Was it all 5 of them?
Yeah. So I don't know their names. Yeah. And Kevin he does not. He did not age
Kevin
well.
has not aged well. No, and I thought he wasn't going to be there, so that's why I was like, are all of them there or not?
Yeah, but I was like, all of you guys have like families and are like dads, so
we're all old now.
Well, I was like, they probably had to pay some bills,
But how was the concert, like visually?
It was fun. We had lawn seats and we were literally at the back. Okay. So, but the funniest part was that like they took forever to get on stage. So it started at 7:30. And, like, the first act ended at, like, 7:50. And we were like, probably, like, 10 minutes. They'll start at 8. And they didn't start until, like, 9.
Okay.
Like, 8:45. And all of the crowd was like, we're old. We need to go to bed. Start the show. And then they come on at, like, 8:45. They're like, we're ready to party. And I was like, we're ready to go to bed. And, like, they did the last song. And they were doing an encore. And me and my friends were like, let's go.
So, did they have any openers?
Yeah, some random DJ. I don't know who it was.
It wasn't DJ Khaled?
It was not.
It was some random DJ.
It was not. But they were fun. I mean, a couple of the new songs are fun, but all the oldies were really
where you were at. Yeah, that's what you wanted.
Oh, yeah. It was fun.
Because, like, we went and saw the Chicks in concert. Mm-hmm. Like, I went with Nick and Steve and his friend
Heath.
Heath. I love that name, like a Heath bar. And
Heath the cat.
It was actually really good. Like their new stuff is good, but you did go for the oldies, and it was actually really kind of cool to watch the entire audience singing along with "Goodbye Earl" and "Cowboy Take Me Away," and you're listening with everyone and just singing along, and it's fantastic.
Oh my god, I actually knew both of those songs.
It was such a great concert.
I don't know any of those songs.
And I must say, if you get a chance to go see them, like go and see them, because like their stage show is amazing. And I know that some of their dates they have Patty Griffin, and then some of their dates they have Jennifer? No. Who?
Jenny Lewis.
Jenny Lewis. So if you get a chance to see her, she's amazing. I thought she was great.
As like an opener?
As an opener, yeah.
Okay.
So, go check them out.
I want to ask you about a home pizza party.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, we had a home pizza party because Nick's parents were here.
Yeah.
That was fun.
And Joe...
I brought the uni.
You brought the uni.
And Andy made amazing dough.
Yeah, like...
Not money.
Seriously, that was like... one of the greatest pizza parties ever.
Oh, dough, she better dough.
That oven's amazing.
That oven is amazing. It's like a countertop pizza oven.
When are we doing that again?
Oh, yeah. Uni, if you want to sponsor us, we will gladly
a carb-free pizza dough that you can have?
Carb-free, a keto pizza dough.
I'm not eating that one. I like the one that takes 3 days.
I've tried to make cauliflower pizza crust. It's gross.
Oh, no, this is actually really good. I'll show you a picture of it.
And
Does it rise right?
Oh, it actually did look pretty good, I must say. And I actually had a bite of it, and it was good. So I'm not mad at it, but I brought my regular dough.
We'll have the regular kind. Oh.
And we had, we made pizza because we still have dough.
It's made of mozzarella, almond flour, egg, and salt.
Okay.
Pretty basic, but
no baking powder? Or no yeast or anything?
There's a little baking powder in it, but nothing else.
Oh, interesting.
But we had some of the dough a day or two later, and we unfroze it, and it worked perfectly.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, these ingredients are really good," because I didn't try the caramelized onions that I made.
Oh, yeah.
Those were really good.
They were super sweet. Yeah, I was really appreciative because, the next day, I had that for lunch, and I was like, "Thank you for feeding me."
And I put that pizza on in a pan because that's how I heat up my pizza. It's little life hack. There you go. Don't put it in the oven. You put it on a hot pan.
Then you get the crisp on the bottom,
and then get a little nice crispiness on the bottom. That's how I like it.
I just air fried it.
Oh, you put a pan on the stove?
Yeah. On the stove, yeah.
Oh.
Just a dry pan.
You microwave it to heat it up, and then you put it on the pan, and then it gets crispy.
I was just pleasantly surprised at how fast it. You could actually do that at a party really easily because you know how sometimes you feel like it could be backstopped, but they only took 2 minutes?
Yeah, a handful. I mean, if you left it on any longer, it would burn.
Yeah, so you could really have you only really need one uni for a party.
Yeah. And so if you're looking for a holiday gift for someone, and you have somebody who likes to cook and is a foodie and stuff like that, an uni is perfect. Not the uni as in
sea urchin.
The sea urchin, but uni as in.
Oh.
So, anything else?
That's all I have.
Oh my God, this is the first episode of season 3.
I know, it's good to be back.
And we got a lot of fun things planned this
And we
season.
do have a lot of fun things planned.
So many
guests that we want to have on and everything. So.
And also just like come along with this journey.
Yeah.
We've matured.
Back. All right.
Wait, what did he say?
2 gays back. All right. Like that shit.
2 gays, that's right back.
All right, everyone. Have a great week.
Special thanks to Andrew Smith and Nick Stone for producing the show. If you like us, please follow us at tugayspod on Instagram and visit us online at tugayspod.com. You can find us anywhere you can stream podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know topics you'd like to hear. And always remember, stay safe, stay classy, stay sassy, and always stay a little bit trashy. See you next week.
We want to take this time to thank our sponsor, Manscaped. And we want to remind you, don't forget, you get 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code TUGAYS. That's TUGAYS at manscaped.com.
Use that code now to unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.